What is going on, Lucid fans? Welcome back to Financial Journey. And actually, that's a good question. What is going on? So I'm going to be talking on exactly some factors that's causing downward pressure on Lucid. In addition, I'll go over a lot of the data points very relevant to a lot of investors and tie it all together with some technical analysis. But before I get into any of that, all I ask, smash a thumbs up, subscribe. It is free to do so, and it definitely helps my channel significantly. If you do like my channel and support the growth, take a look at my memberships, link in the description below, or just hit the join button at the bottom screen. Greatly appreciate that. With that, let's get right to it. So as you can see on the intraday chart, there is not much I want to say on this. I think it's pretty self-explanatory on exactly what it is. But regardless, I'm going to talk about some factors that's causing it to go down. So you can see based on here, and especially I did do a video yesterday saying that Tesla's earnings, more specifically their future guidance, is going to be a very big determination on how Lucid is going to be for the rest of the week and kind of set the trajectory of all EVs. And that did come out to be very true. But Tesla did actually do fairly good on their earnings. So that's one thing to take away from this. But again, going back to that point, like I already mentioned, it's their guidance. But they did indicate and also warn that the component shortage would limit production for this year. And so again, it comes down to the fact that if Tesla is thinking that, imagine the ripple effect on what other EVs are going to go through. And so that makes a lot of investors now second guess whether they can actually do their 2022 deliveries and production and so forth. Again, we are estimating that we can do roughly about 20,000. So that's where, again, that a lot of fear is coming into play. And also, if you do couple that with a lot of Bears Workshop posts, it does look like as of right now, we are only sitting at around 25 vehicles per day, whereas technically in order for us to get to that 20,000, we need to be around 55, if not more. So we are already behind the gun first thing in the beginning of 2022. So that's again another factor that is causing it. So in addition to that, so over and above the fear about Tesla and the shortages and stuff like that and the delivery numbers, there is now the Feds. And in case you did not know, the Feds did speak yesterday. They didn't hypothetically raise the interest rates, they kept it the same, but they did allude to future interest rate hikes, and several of them as well, saying that there can be multiple ones before the economy starts to feel a little bit more of a pinch. So showing that there is a lot of rate hikes coming down the line. In addition to that, as you can see on the 10-year treasury note, it is down. So there is a very big negative about the economy, how it's being seen right now. And you again can take a look at this as a very good benchmark. So those are some factors that's driving Lucid down as of right now. And as you can see, we are currently at 28.52. And you can see on the live ticker to my right, we're currently down roughly about 15%. Right now, 57 million in volume, whereas the average is 50. 2.7 million shares being purchased by institutions today alone. And you can tell that based on the block volume column. And so again, just want to say about all this information, it is provided by Ortex. If you do like this info, take a look at the link in the description below. So like I said, there is a lot of different things I do want to talk on, and despite the negativity about this, they did come out with news yesterday about their growth, more specifically in Europe. So we all love their growth. So that is one positive thing to take away from all of this. And there is a Twitter post I do want to point out. I do really like it, and it's from Jenny from the blockchain. So it does go to show exactly where the studios are going to be, and definitely shows that they're going to be very strategically placed as well. So again, there is a huge growth, and we already know technically when it comes to Europe, there is a lot of positive things coming from this. And so with all this, I definitely do see a lot of growth in Lucid's future. Keep in mind though, there is no correlation technically between the price of Lucid shares and what they do on a day-to-day basis. Because I do strongly feel that there is a lot of new retail investors that are getting into Lucid, wondering why the price is going down and wondering if technically their production is just shutting down altogether. That's not how it works. So again, there is no correlation. The only thing that technically a company would need for a higher share price is if they need it as far as more dilution or more to cover debt. So those are some factors right now, just some more basic info for you. So with that, I just want to touch on short info. So right now, 1389 is a short interest, down roughly about 11%. Utilization is still 100%, very costly to borrow, but it has been going down. So the average cost to borrow is around 27%. It is down roughly about 14%. So shorts are taking advantage of all of this scenario and definitely covering their position. So that is one positive to take away from all of this. But again, when it comes down to it, I'm sure a lot of people do not see much positives about days like this. So with all that, that's some explanation and reasons why Lucid is going down as much as it is. Some positives to take from today, as far as if you do get in, it's a great buying opportunity for a long term. So with that, I'm just going to tie it all together with some technical analysis. So as you can see, I have the 50, 100, 200-day moving averages, boiling bands, RSI, stochastic, and momentum. So overall, everything you need to know. Looking at stochastic, a big deviation, so technically a bullish trend. Momentum, number of buyers is definitely down, so that is a little bit more worrisome. RSI is taking a little bit of a dip, and looking on the actual chart, we technically did test the 200-day moving average, which was the line in the sand, the latest thing, and it looks like we did break past that. So unfortunately, given the scenario, it does look like we have a lot more pain in our future, and especially around the $29 range, that was a very pivotal point. And so technically, 9 times out of 10, you guys always hear me say that on the channel, when we do break outside the Bollinger Band, unless we have a very good catalyst to keep us out there, we do bounce back in. But we are entering into power hour, so 1 hour left in the market, so we'll see if we have enough to actually push us back in. But given the circumstances and the huge downward momentum that is actually occurring, doesn't look like it is going to be happening. So that is something to be more so concerned about. But again, like I've been saying, when it comes to Lucid, it is a very long-term investment. You need to be comfortable with that. There's going to be a lot of fluctuations, a lot of volatility in its short term, and even necessarily its long term as well, right? It is a very innovative product, and right now Wall Street has always had a hard time putting a price tag on innovations and technology as well. So with all that, let me know your thoughts on Lucid in the comments below. If you haven't already, smash your thumbs up, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Greatly appreciate that. If you do like my channel, want to support the growth, take a look at my memberships, link in the description below, or just hit the join button at the bottom screen. Greatly appreciate that. With all that, let's all make a lot of money on Lucid.